Imagine being just weeks away from a crucial exam and finding out that all of your study materials have been wiped out, seemingly out of the blue. Shocking, but for thousands of students in Singapore, this nightmare became a reality. What started out as a promising upgrade to the classroom experience quickly spiraled into a disaster, exposing various flaws within Singapore's Ministry of Education. In this video, I'll uncover the horrible truth behind the massive failure of the app, Mobile Guardian. Back in 2020, Singapore's Ministry of Education, MOE, announced the implementation of personal learning devices in schools. Each student will be issued either a 9th generation iPad or a laptop, depending on the school's selection. This initiative aimed to integrate technology into the school curriculum and promote both technological skills and independent learning. However, MOE had to figure out a way to prevent students from misusing these devices and getting distracted during school hours. Mobile Guardian promised just that. A simple and secure device management app that came with web filtering and linked parental controls. It was installed on every device, which were then rolled out in 2021. So, how did this seemingly harmless tool end up causing such widespread distress in schools?
Teachers will upload a lot of videos which we can learn from, like a self-directed learning for us.
I'm happy to see this change, and yet I am reminded constantly that I have to be on my toes. I have to keep up with whatever they're doing.
I think it has enabled communication and collaboration, as now group works. We just communicate to each other via email and we can edit the work together.
Students and teachers gradually embraced the use of digital devices in lessons. The adoption of applications such as Google Classroom, Student Learning Space, and Padlet significantly boosted learning productivity. This technological shift prompted a steady transition away from traditional pen and paper methods, ushering in a new era of digital learning and collaboration in classrooms. Notes were taken digitally, homework was assigned online, and some schools even experimented with conducting examinations in virtual environments. However, it wasn't long before cracks began to show. On April 17, 2024, Mobile Guardian's user management portal was breached, leaking the personal data of parents and staff from 5 primary schools and 120 secondary schools. The information and privacy of students were compromised, despite assurances of security. This incident sparked public outcry, leading both MOE and Mobile Guardian to address the issue, assuring the public that security measures were identified and would be strengthened. Suspicions were raised, but the breach was ultimately dismissed as a one-off incident. Until it wasn't. On 4th August, as students were preparing for lessons, some realized that they weren't able to switch on their iPads or connect to the Wi-Fi, while others were met with the cryptic error message, "Guided access app unavailable." Soon enough, the IT department of various schools were overwhelmed with students seeking help. Mobile Guardian's system had been compromised once again, this time on a far more serious scale. A total of 26 secondary schools were affected, and about 13,000 students had their devices wiped. There was no escaping it. MOE was flooded with hundreds of complaints, and media coverage had reached an all-time high. It was evident that a series of poor decisions made by MOE had paved the way for this catastrophe. Let's take a closer look at the timeline and dive deeper into the controversy. See, Mobile Guardian wasn't just some local firm. MOE had actually outsourced the job to GSA Private Limited, a digital consultancy specializing in education. GSA in turn recommended Mobile Guardian as the vendor to manage student devices. But why didn't they just employ the help of local agencies like GovTech to build a more reliable and secure solution? Was it corruption, cost cutting, or just plain carelessness? I can't say for sure, but this decision was likely their first mistake. Following the first incident that occurred in April, it was revealed that poor password management and failure to act on security warnings were key factors that led to the incident. New security measures were implemented and were to be deployed on 31st May, a whole month after the incident had occurred. During this time, a Reddit user claimed to have alerted MOE of an impending cybersecurity attack, detailing the steps to access and modify the internal systems. But since the new measures were soon to be deployed, MOE brushed off their concerns and assured them that security was well taken care of. Evidently, it was not. Despite multiple warning signs and red flags, MOE failed to assess the issue quick enough, leaving the door wide open for the final breach that brought everything crashing down. MOE has since decided to discontinue the use of Mobile Guardian and will soon roll out a new software in 2025. After this incident, we might have to consider the country's readiness for tech-heavy curriculums in schools. Perhaps it would be wise for schools to temporarily return to traditional classroom methods and wait for cybersecurity measures to be strengthened. But what do you think? Were you personally affected by this? Share your thoughts in the comments below.